Good evening, guys. It's Engineer Paul Ikpe, and briefly, I'll be trying to describe or demonstrate to you how you can record um, your inventory, whether dead or alive, in this beautiful software. Okay, so how do we go about this? This is your item page. Of course, you can see all your items. So I'm going to create a test item. There are two ways of creating test item, from down here or from the menu up here, where you can go to inventory management. So let's just use a quick method, add a new item. So asking me what item am I adding? I'm going to add PIB test bed, and the category would be dead beds, or let me change it to let me say farm beds tests. Okay, so you can create a category here, select your category and create, or I already created one and template dead beds. So we're selling by units, it doesn't matter. Unit selling price, I'll click advanced because I want to track both how many beds I have. Okay, so I'm going to expand. So when I expand, I'm going to select stock available. All right, so I'm going to expand it. Now after expansion, now notice your selling price and track profit. We're not doing that. Now notice stock available and low stock alert. Yes, we want that, so I'm going to tick this low stock alert. Now I'm also going to tick auto update stock on item sales. I'm going to think prevent item when out of stock. Is important you tick this. I know we are not selling this item for this particular client. We are not selling this. This is maybe they have 10,000 beds, for instance, in their shop or in their farm rather, and based on maintenance, based on physical health, both mental health too, because I know beds too have mental health. These beds can fall sick, and they die. If one die today or one die in a week, one die and you have 10,000, you should have 9,999. And one die another day, you should have 9,000. And when more are coming, you should also be including it. So how do you track this in a software like this? Now at the back end of this software, I don't need to go to the business settings of the software, where of course I don't advise anybody to go to it. It also has to do with a little bit of programming. So at the back end of this software, I've disabled a section to not count figures. So I don't know how to explain that to you in layman language. I don't want to get into programming terms, but as I'm demonstrating, you understand what I mean. You begin to see the results. Okay, let me just do it practically. I'll add my item. Okay, let's say I have 10,000 beds in my farm. Remember, you can add remark. Let's say, and this batch all came in good health, except two who were looking ill due probably in my experience due to transportation dizziness. How would I spell that again? Dizziness. Dizzy. Oh, grammar cannot be spelling. God help me. Okay, so thank you for the correction. What's that is saying? Even the one I spell, computer did not understand. Oh, please, let's manage this one. Dizziness. Okay, so I'll update the stock 10,000. All right, so let's me below this one. In this case, it's not necessary. I'll just put 1,000. All right, so I'll add. Selling price cannot be zero. Okay, oh sorry. So I'll put 1 as the selling price. Don't worry. Now, if you put 1 as the selling price, notice when you are selling every day and you are trying to track your bed, When I sell maybe 5,000 naira market, maybe in total from different things that are sellable, then if I'm tracking dead birds like this, it's going to be say if 3 birds die today, shebi that 3 naira will be added to the store because it's tracking it. You see, let me show you something. Right now I'm going to put 0 as the selling price, so I'll tell you not to track selling price, and I'll press add. You get an error message saying selling price cannot be empty or 0. So that means I have to put it at 1, and 1 means once the birds are dying, is trying to count. The software don't understand your business. You configure the software to understand your business. Naturally it does not understand your business. So now this is going to be a problem. Adding 1, at the end of the day you've sold, let's say 5,000 naira, you're now saying 5,003, 5,004. You're like, where is this 4 coming in? And you have it throughout the 12 months of the year, and you're like, these figures are not tallying. So what do I do? That's why the back end come in. Like I say, I had to go to the back end and disable some programming to make sure that these codes don't reflect in certain places. I'll see explain. We're still going further. All right, so I'll put 1. I'm not tracking profits. Remember not to track profit for the birds that are dying. You can track profit for every other thing. It's important to track profit for every other thing, not for the birds that are dying. I know I'm taking my time to say this. All right, so I'll go to add. Okay. In the last tutorial, notice this history button. It's one of the most important buttons in this app, telling you about when products were added, telling you about when it was sold. So nothing has happened, so it's empty. So all right, so we're going to go back to save. Okay, now you can see that in where are you farm bird test, we have 10,000 left in stock and it's 1 naira. I remember this 1 naira will cause us problems, so this is how we bypass it. I'll go back. Okay, now I want to record it. I'm making my daily sales, normal sales, selling to customer, printing receipt. Customers are ordering from online, they are delivering, our dispatch riders are, everything is going well. Now we want to record dead bird. Now how do we do this with this 1 naira reflecting with other prices? It's important you note this because I'm repeating it over and over again, so that it sinks into the operator's mind, and so that they understand it just the way they understand drinking water. So I'll click on it and click maybe how many birds die, let's say 3. Go to my counter. Now you can see it's 3 naira. Now this is a problem because it will be added to the store like I said earlier. Now this is what you do. It's important. You don't, if you miss the step, it can affect your accounting, because you want to record dead bird on the same application. You can bypass it. You just click up here on the farm bird test. It can be whatever name you name it in your farm. 3 of them has died, times 1 naira. Ignore the 1 naira, just click here and then mark give as free. Just mark give as free. Okay, so giving as free, it changes this 1 naira to 0 automatically. You're not seeing it here, but it does. So when I press update, you can see it has changed it to 0. So charge 0 naira is now free. So you see, now I can now charge it at 0 naira. Now this is where the beautiful part comes in. I then create a new account detail. Okay, I've not done that. You can create your own account details. I think I limited it to, the app limit is, I think it's 10. I think so, 10 or 15 for this version. All right, so I will say dead beds. Okay, add. Okay, so now it's permanent. Everybody can see this on their phone or their computer or whatever server they're using to access the app. So I'll click on it and select dead beds. Now what happened to the dead beds? Let's say this were the 3 dead beds I earlier reported to be dizzy. Yes, dizzy. I got it. We reported to be dizzy when they arrived in batch C. Okay, when they arrived in batch C, I marked them, or maybe I taped their legs. I taped their legs to mark them, and now they are dead. Please talk to vendor. Alright, so that's enough information. So it's recording as 0 naira received by deadbed. Turning on Bluetooth. Nope. I do not want to turn on my Bluetooth though. Okay. So I'll go back to dashboard. Now the most important part of today and the last part of today's lecture. I'll click on reports to see how many birds died today. So under farm remaining stock, farm bed test remaining, so farm bed test is my birds in the farm telling me I have, instead of 10,000 it's now 9,997. I'm like, me as the boss now, I'm wondering, I had 10,000 beds, why is it 9,997? I'm checking this wherever I am, maybe on my flight, and I'm worried. So I go back to in-depth reporting. Where is my in-depth reporting? You can see total sales 20 naira. There is no, it's supposed to show me 0 if I've not made any sale today, but this sales was made by, I think, Mr. Kelvin and I this evening. Yes, 4 hours ago. Yes, 20 naira. Let's see who made the sale. Staff 1 quick book here. This is Kelvin. Alright, so if Kelvin did not make this sale, you will see it as 0 naira, 0 profits. This is a receipt from Kelvin. So it should show you today's sale is supposed to be 0 because it's recording dead beds at 0. Now let me show you another evidence that it's recording it at 0. You can see payment modes 20. Okay, yes. So cash is a payment mode recorded by Kelvin today. It's 20 naira. Dead beds is 0 naira. So if I go back and delete this, let me see if my account will allow me to delete. I don't want to go back and start giving my working on the privilege. Okay, delete receipt. Where do I do it? Right, today can I delete this receipt? Yeah. Okay, now notice something about deleting the receipt. When you're deleting the receipt, it's asking, do you want to restore inventory count, if any, in this receipt? So if you're deleting a customer's receipt, restore the inventory back to the store so that you can add it back, and don't say no, say restore. So this is the new version. The previous version of this same app, you have to restore it as somewhere. There's a button up here where you have to restore, but now it's asking you just to confirm, so just say restore. Alright, so now this is the only receipt sold to the land. Let's go back to our reporting. I go back to our reporting. You can see total sales today is 0, but see, we have one sales. It is dead bed. You can see by dead bed. So 0. So now I can track my stock. 10,000 beds is now 3. What happened? Coming down here, I will see total sales. I'll click on the total sales and see that there's a dead bed. There's a sale here. Clicking on it, it expands more. Clicking on it, it still expands more, and it shows me all the dead beds, 3 quantity, and so dead beds. And I think that is all. Let me see if I have any other information I'd like to share. I think I've done all this in the last tutorial. Okay, top category. You can also click the category, and it's showing you by category that dead bed 3 items. Remember, dead bed is, look at this, remove the naira, just see the 3 as a count. Of course, Kelvin asked a question today. He said, top customer, how do you track item sales or purchases to each customer? Now I showed you how to create a customer. Now in this reporting, under this button, in this reporting, you go down to customer here and then track sales by customer. See, the list is empty for today. See it, so you don't get confused and say, remember to always say what day of report. That's the first thing when you open this report page. What day of report am I checking on? Is it today? Is it yesterday? This week? Last week? This month? Last month? This year? Or okay, I say, okay, I don't want, it's a customized date. I just want to check 2 weeks and 2 days. That's 14, 15, 16 days from now. Just 16 days from now. So I'll go back here. Today is January 16th. So 16 days from now should be 1st of January. So I'll say from 1st of January 2024 to 17th today. That should be 16 days in between. So I'll say show reports. So it shows me all our report, everything we have been doing so far, both our tests, both our play. Oh, no, okay. This, oh, sorry. No, this is a, yes, Kelvin told me today he entered some real figures from here. So these are the figures Kelvin is entered. But you can see these figures, if you check on the in-depth report on this figure, it can never be accurate. In fact, this report is very, to me, it's a little bit rough because this is not how the app was built for it to work. Like I told him earlier, he did a good job entering it. It's very, very nice that he has started working on it. And this record can be left or deleted. It's still okay. But the thing is, you now have to be entering the data real time. That's the beauty of it, so that you can track and tell you, okay, see now, total sales today. When I click on it, it's telling me between 4 and 5 p.m. today. See, 0 1st of January to 17th of January, my topmost sales between 4 and 5 p.m. I sold 5 million. Between 1 and 2 p.m. I sold 3 million. Between 5 and 6 p.m. I sold 2 million. So this is not correct. So when I say okay, I want more in-depth reporting, I don't want just the graph, I want to know weekly. See, look up here, I can go to the weekly reports and say, okay, this week Monday, oh, you can see when I went to weekly reports between January 1st and 17th, it's telling me only one day I made sales, 10 million in one day. Throughout January I didn't make anything. When I go to monthly reports, of course I have to see January reports and click more on the report on January. I then see all the receipts that Kelvin has done and the one we did to as test, of which you have to go and delete. So I'll go back again. So we talked about weekly. Now let's still on hourly. Once I click on more to expand, you can see this data was entered 2 days ago, and I'm sure if I go to data for today, it's only that 20 naira you see. So with this, I think I've taken my time to really explain. I'm trying as much as possible not to repeat myself from the last tutorial. I've attached the link from the last tutorial to this one, so that should be enough to cover. But that does not mean I think this should fall under the maintenance cost. When you have any problem, you have any issue, you should let me know. We discussed about maintenance today, so I can easily do a video like this. It takes me time to edit it though, make the voice audible, remove the noise. The one you are watching is just the end product, but there's a lot of work behind it, so that it can be very audible when you're listening to it. So I'll keep doing that whenever you need my help. And we are not all perfect. I might do something today and you still don't remember. I just have to do it again because the last video I did probably was not clear enough. These are what we talk about in maintenance. So thank you very much. God bless you.